this point, though, I would like to go ahead and introduce our next speaker, which is, I guess I could use this, Nick Kurns. Nick is from, I'm going to have to change the slide a minute, but Nick is from Scotts Valley Water District, which is where Perrette was formerly the general manager. And what we tried to do in these workshops was set up guest speakers for each one and have guest speakers here, at least initially, or in Salinas, a little more focused on the urban side. This is an urban center for the valley. And then in King City, excuse me, in Greenfield and Castro Valley, or Castroville, a bit more rural type management. Last week we had a presentation from Brian Lockwood, who some of you may know is the general manager of the Paro Water Agency. Today we're going to hear from Nick, and he's going to speak today about the work at Scotts Valley on this AMI. And we've sort of touched on it a little bit. It got touched on in Norm's presentation in terms of not a high implementation level at the ag level. We heard it from Margaret as something that is being done in urban, and we wanted you to hear from what another place is done. I want to be very clear about one thing as Nick speaks, and I'll do the disclaimer for him. The whole purpose of a guest speaker is not, hi, I'm so-and-so, do it my way. That's not the point. The point of a guest speaker is for you to hear what other folks are doing to sort of add to the mix of what potentially could happen. Food for thought. So with that, I'm going to hand the mic over to Nick, let him introduce himself, and while he does that, I'm going to pull his slides up.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. Nick Kurns, thank you. As Dave mentioned, I'm with Scotts Valley Water District. I'm the Finance and Customer Service Manager there. And it's been a real pleasure learning about your community, and thank you for having me. I hope to offer something of value, just like David said, of our experience with AMI and WaterSmart. So a bit about Scotts Valley Water District to start, and I'm sorry, I try not to turn my back to you. So we are a special district. We're in the northern part of Santa Cruz County. So I'd consider us sort of Silicon Valley adjacent, which is important in terms of the residential community there and understanding that. We are entirely dependent on local sources for our supply. The population's about 11,000. That's in 4,500 connections, so not a large system. Current year's fiscal year budget of $6.8 million, and we do have a recycled water program we're very proud of. It serves about 10% of demand in the community, all landscape. So annually, we embark on our strategic planning for the year, and I think it's useful to call out sort of the emphasis of our agency specifically. We are heavily focused on attempting to do things efficiently with innovation. Some examples here: utilizing technology as a customer service manager, trying to provide a seamless customer experience. That is a constant effort. It's been in our goals for a number of years, but that's a real high priority for us because there's that certain service level expectation, but also these are things that affect the bottom line. If we're able to keep customers happy, keep their bills minimized to just water that they intend to use, that goes a long way. So use creative approaches and technology for engaging the community and exploit integrated data management. So keenly focused on data and how we can leverage it to improve our operations and, like I said, remain efficient. So quickly, our path to WaterSmart, this really was born out of what the problem statement is. How are we going to balance our water budget moving forward? On the supply side, the same challenges you have been discussing today. But really, in addition to the investments that are being looked at on the infrastructure side, what are we doing to educate customers to use water efficiently? It was 2016, 2017 timeframe. AMI was just beginning to kind of gain traction. I think we were the first mover in Santa Cruz County to fully implement that. It was a multi-year project to install it all, but once we had the devices on each of the new meters that we deployed, it became apparent that we were sitting on really a treasure trove of data that I'll say that the meter technology that we used had a platform to share the meter data with that left a lot to be desired. And we realized the gap was, how do we get this data into the customer's hands in a meaningful way so that they can get notified immediately of leaks in a fashion that they're going to be able to respond to, so that they can receive a chart that they can understand and not have more questions than actionable answers on. So those were some of the issues that we worked through that led us to WaterSmart, which is software. It's an online customer portal. So you may or may not have it, but I'm sorry about the sequence of some of these bullets. To date, we're proud. We're up to 46% registered. So it's been really successful. It's taken hold. So what is the platform? It's your consumption data. It's bar charts that you can drill in. They're presented, I think, in a very easy-to-use fashion, which is important. It offers leak detection notices. So the algorithm notices, continuous usage. And if you've gone in and entered your email or your text, your communication method that you prefer, you can get notified immediately that you've had continuous use or additional settings that you've set up. So, if it's over 25 or 50% of what you intend to use, this will notify you. And this has been extremely impactful to customers and to the district. So many customer service issues are due to high bills of, but I didn't use that water. I didn't use that water. And we'll pass through your meters. But we can have those discussions with data at our fingertips. It offers additional things. If you do get that leak alert, walkthroughs on how to address it, how to go about checking your toilet, how to go about checking your irrigation system. And then some additional things. We're trying to make it more of a one-stop shop for customers to use, and that's an ongoing effort. This is what it looks like. Like I said, some of the alternatives. Simply here, I just want to say, how the data is presented is important, that it's simple to use. And within the My Daily Use, you can drill in. It has, I'm sure you're very familiar, but it has the ability to drill down, export data, and use it if you intend to get very detailed. But some of the default settings, I think, are also helpful. It goes to hourly. I believe that there's actually 20 minutes that the meter is tracking it, but you can drill into the hour. Sorry. Probably mentioned a few of these already. Key benefits to the customer. Yeah, so I asked our customer service rep, say, tell me some of the stories you've had here, and they just lit up because this has become so key to the work that they do in helping troubleshoot with customer issues. Leaks that drive high bills are sometimes obvious, but much more frequently not obvious. Where the water goes, you can't see. You have intermittent leaks. The silent leaks is what they refer to them as, where it's self-contained and you're not seeing that water wasted in any way. This data, I didn't mention, but we had been billing bi-monthly. We've switched to monthly billing, but a bi-monthly bill, you could have a 60-day leak. You're not going to learn about it until you get your statement. And the fact that you're noticed in 24 hours, every 24 hours, and if you're, that's been very helpful. So the data really empowers customers if they've put in a new system or if they've put in a hot tub, they want to know exactly how much that appliance or that device uses. They can go in there and check it out. But really, it's those conversations that we have with customer service. Okay, I understand. Your toilet isn't leaking now, but it appears that intermittently that that is the cause of this. It started at this hour, and you can drill in and look at that. So, but yeah, I'd really point to like the silent or intermittent leaks. That's been extremely helpful for. The alerts and notifications I've mentioned, self-service options, so really making it a simple way for customers to interact directly in today's day and age. They can call us, they're always welcome to call us, but to be able to look at it yourself and sort of drill into it and not know what to ask, but to be able to view it and check it in real time. And the software's been impactful, like I said, to the agency as well. Those leak notifications result in fewer large contested bills, fewer costly leaks. I have some data prior to 2020, but the district had a program where we're accrediting, bill credits for leak adjustments, we called it, and we've since been able to end that program, but we were seeing it was close to $100,000, which was substantial for our agency prior to 2020, that we were crediting customers' accounts, and as this got deployed, significantly less every year because people were responding, like I said, instead of every 60 days to those leaks, immediately. It's also an effective communication tool. You're able to map and send notices out. Items related to that are useful to us, and customer self-service. The administrative side of it, the reports that we can run, simply having access to data. Empowers us in terms of and the decisions that we make for future investments. So here is historical demand line charts back to 2017, and you can sort of see the impact. I'll give you a moment to kind of sink it in, but the curves are over time trending down. So demand on the left-hand column ranging from 20 to 40 million gallons. In 2017 is the earliest we were peak. Summer demand was above 40. We're consistently now at that just around 35 level, but just overall the entire trend has been moving downward. So I'll close. I really wanted to just emphasize what we're trying to do is utilize data and be efficient in that way. This gives us the ability to do that. We hope that customers I know are also interested. This is something where they expect, if we have access, they expect also for us to be able to provide that and have the direct access themselves. And it is a useful tool in terms of informing future investments. So, I think with that, that's what concludes my presentation. Happy to answer any questions if you have any. But again, thanks for having me, and yeah, I'll be around.
I have one that I'll throw out while we're looking. So, and you may notice, or Brett, you may notice, when you look at what the investment of the agency was to build the system, what was that cost to the agency?
The meter replacement budget, it was just wrapping up when I was there, but it was several hundred thousand. Okay, over.
It's a public water utility, or I guess any. We are kind of like a backward system in a business sense, because we have rebates, we give to our customers, we do things like that, invest money to actually sell less of our commodity. So if you think about any business manager being on, like, we are paying our customers to use less of our product. But what happens at the end, because especially in a not-for-profit system, what we have to do in return is to increase the rates. So it's kind of money sense, not so much, but water savings, huge. That's what the chart is showing.
Yeah. Okay, sure. What are our other landscape-related rebates or water use efficiency measures that the district offers? We have a turf replacement rebate that's very popular, or has been very popular and very effective. Lots of folks have replaced their turf. Additional rebates that are offered, for irrigators, smart devices, so the controls, that they can get a rebate for that in addition to the turf replacement. We have the cistern rebate that was mentioned, the water barrels, rain barrels. Pressure is an issue with the geography in our service area is such that customers need pressure regulators, so we rebate those. A handful, but by far the most popular and most costly to the district, but effective in terms of water savings, is the turf replacement rebate.
All right, we're going to go ahead and move